Hey guys, Sarge here from 100 Games 100 Days. In this video, we're going to go through everything you need to know about the Temple of Artemis Wonder in Civilization 6, including some advanced tips related to this wonder the game doesn't specifically tell you. For example, exactly how are the amenities distributed across your empire when you build the Temple of Artemis Wonder? We'll answer this question and more, so let's take a look. First, let's go through a quick overview of what the Temple of Artemis actually does for us. Each camp, pasture, and plantation improvement within 4 tiles of this wonder gives +1 amenity, and it must be placed next to a camp improvement. Camp improvements are deers, furs, honey, ivory, and truffles. I won't list through all the pasture and plantation resources, but I'll put them on the screen so you can pause and take a look. The Temple of Artemis also gives you +4 food and +3 housing. We require the archery technology, requires a camp, and it costs 180 production. It comes in at archery, so you can boost it by killing a unit with a slinger, and you do require animal husbandry. In this example, we have honey and deer and a second source of honey. So we could theoretically place a Temple of Artemis down, assuming we have a camp on any of these resources, on any tile adjacent to those resources. In this example, we built the Temple of Artemis next to this camp, next to this honey tile. Any tiles that are 4 tiles away, which I've placed builders on at the moment, assuming we have these tiles inside of our land and we improve it with a pasture, camp, or plantation, your empire will get 1 amenity. Note that this honey tile over here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiles away, so that won't be included. It must be within 4 tiles. At the moment, you can see that we have +3 amenities inside of our capital. That's because the palace is providing 2 amenities, and the honey luxury resource is providing 1 amenity to each of our 4 cities. If we improve this sheep tile, which belongs to Pokrovka, you can see that our amenity went up by 1. If you want more information on how amenities work for each of your cities, you can click on your city, go to the toggle city detail screen, and then scroll down to the amenity section. So we're getting 2 amenities from entertainment, that will be our palace, and we're getting 1 from our luxury resource, and we're getting 2 from improvements. The 2 improvement amenities are from the honey and the pasture because of the Temple of Artemis. The 2 from entertainment are from the palace, and the luxury resource is from the honey alone. One question you might ask yourself is, where do the amenities from camps, plantations, and pastures 4 tiles away go to? The answer is the amenity is applied to the city that owns the camp, plantation, or pasture. For example, I'm going to put a pasture on this tile here. We do have the Temple of Artemis, and this tile is 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles away. So it's within the range for the benefit of that amenity. So if we click on Galonis here, we can see that we are getting 1 amenity, and that is from the honey luxury. But if we put a pasture on the sheep and click on Glen Honest, you can see we're getting +1, and now we're getting 1 amenity from improvements as well. If I click on Glen Honest and then swap this pasture tile and take it away from our capital, you'll see that we're getting now +2. That's because the city now owns both these 2 sheep tiles, and we also have a share of the honey luxury resource. So we're getting 2 from improvements and 1 from the honey resource for a total of 3. We require 1 amenity for having a population of 1, so we're +2 in amenities. I thought that was interesting to note because I always thought that the amenities went to the city that owned the Temple of Artemis, or it was dispersed evenly, but it's not. It's based on whoever owns the camp, pasture, or plantation resource. Another thing to note is that you can't share tiles with another city even though they're within 3 rings that are adjacent to another city. For example, in our capital, we can't take control of this sheep tile because it's adjacent to our expansion city of Gledonis. However, we can share this tile that's within the 2nd ring of both cities. This kind of resource sharing might be really handy if you're trying to get a city from happy to ecstatic. It may not make a big difference early on in a game, but later in a game, getting a city, especially your capital, to an ecstatic city could prove really handy. Another handy tip is that the Temple of Artemis can be built on floodplains and volcanic soil. In this example, I want to go through the tourism that you get for wonders built in a game. All wonders in Civ will give you 2 tourism from the era it can be built, and then +1 tourism for every era you research after. But the Temple of Artemis is an ancient era wonder, so at the moment we should be getting 2 tourism per turn. So if I research horseback riding, which is in the classical era, we should be getting +1 from this wonder. So now we're earning 3 tourism per turn.
When I saw the house of Artemis that...
So we just built Temple of Artemis while we have a classical era tech research. If I go to the tourism lens, you can see that we're getting +3 tourism per turn. So it doesn't matter when you build the wonder, it just matters where the wonder belongs in the tech tree that will determine how much tourism you will get over time. So we could be in the future era, and because there's 8 extra eras after the ancient era, the most, not counting any other tourism bonus you can get for having the Temple of Artemis built, is +10. So you get more tourism out of your ancient era wonders than you do the later era wonders. Just to demonstrate this even further, I built the Eiffel Tower as well in our capital city. The Eiffel Tower comes in at steel in the modern era, and there's 1, 2, 3 eras ahead of it. So you get 2 for the wonder and then 3 extra for being at the end of the tech tree because we have the future tech researched. So if I go to the tourism lens, you can see that the Eiffel Tower is getting +5 tourism, and because the Temple of Artemis is at the ancient era and there's 8 eras in front of it, and we've researched the future tech, we're getting +10 tourism, 2 for the wonder and +8 for the 8 eras in front of it. So it doesn't matter which era a wonder is built, you'll still get the additional tourism. Another cool thing I wanted to point out is that a road is built wherever a wonder is built. The last tip I wanted to share with you is that if you have the Pantheon Monument to the Gods, the Policy Card of Corvée, the Government of Autocracy, and you are Suzerain of Brussels, you will get 55% production towards building the Temple of Artemis. On top of that, if you have Magnus established, you will receive an additional 50% for a total of 105 production when chopping out resources like woods and stone to go towards your Temple of Artemis. I know you're not normally going to go for all of that, but I just wanted to demonstrate some of the bonuses that you can apply to building the Temple of Artemis that much faster. There we have it. That's everything you need to know about the Temple of Artemis in Civ 6. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions and if there's any other wonders you'd like me to dive deep into. If you enjoyed this video and got something out of it, please give it a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this. I stream regularly on Twitch, so if you'd like to see me live, check the description for the link and all the other socials that I'm active on. Thank you for watching, happy civing, and I'll see you next time.